back to the podcast, episode 187, and we are back. It is your boy, International Walt.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
And we are back for another episode of us. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM are all the platforms. Type us in. Fuck with us. Like, share, subscribe, engage, talk a little shit. Let's get right to it. How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I'm probably like a 9. Yeah. Thank goodness I had a chance to just kind of have some me time today. Didn't have to go outside and really deal with people today. So yeah, I'm a 9. Financially, an 8. Work is a 9. It's busy, very busy. National Health Center Week is this week, and or was this week by the time y'all are seeing this. So very busy time. Huh?
Other place in Gaudy?
No.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's fine. Yeah. So it's just a very busy week. The rain. Not that it's a good thing that things got canceled, but for not having to travel places. But some of my team still had to be out in the rain, so happy they were all safe. But work is a 9. And physically,
Did it rain here today?
I'm not even really sure. It looked wet. I don't think it rained like the crazy rain like it did last night. Like it did on Tuesday, which was crazy. I was outside. I have never experienced that kind of rain before, and then it was like it just stopped and was nothing. But I get like storms move, and then coming home, my normal commute would probably be like 40 minutes. It took me like an hour and 10 minutes to get home. There were so many detours. Coming over to Betsy Ross.
I figured it would.
I couldn't go up 130 like towards the way we supposed to go, so I had to go around. Then once I got on 130, right past the ShopRite in Cinnaminson, couldn't go straight. I saw on the news it was a jackknife tractor trailer, but I didn't know it was just blocked off. So it took me someplace I ain't never seen before. I mean, Siri knew. Went around, and then once we got to our immediate neighborhood, I had to divert 3 times. So I encountered 5 different detours, like just to get. But once I got to our neighborhood, I tried to come down Van Skyver, like on the other side of where Roots is. Nope. I turned around and had to go all the way back through the mall because all that was blocked off. And I seen a car in the middle of the road. I don't know if it was flooded or what. Went down, came down, was at like Sunset. Had to go down there. It was just, I've never seen anything. And thank God, like, and it's crazy because our neighborhood is really vast. And once I got to like our immediate, it was completely different. But like up there, it was wet, cops everywhere. I didn't see that anybody got hurt, so thank God. Hopefully they didn't, but nevertheless,
was, all over the news. Yeah. On the 10 o'clock news yesterday, it was all over the news. And plus the phones had went off with the, like a PSA saying like there was floods across the city, which is why I called you just to because I was just asking, was you all right? Because I didn't know that you was still indoors and I thought you was traveling at the time.
No.
But, it was like, I've never heard it rain that hard before. Like it was pouring and took me like a half hour just to go to the window because it was like, is it raining this hard, like for this long? And as I went out there, our whole street was covered, like it was flooded. So I knew there would be floods at 76 because it was just coming down too fast. And those roads always flood. They can't handle it.
676, I didn't have any issues. Went up 95, got off to go to Betsy Ross. So Philly, at least by the time I was there. I guess I think it was coming from north coming down. I don't know. Philly, it was raining, but not crazy like it was here. When I talked to you, it was about 10:30. So I was like actually in the process gathering my belongings, headed out. So I probably would have got home like 10:15. I mean 11:15. I got in the house at 11:49, and again it was like, okay, detour, and I didn't have especially once I got on 130, I didn't have Siri on, so I had to like pull into the ShopRite parking lot and put on directions because I'm like, I don't know how to get home from here except for 130.
I encountered that this morning going to work because I take 130 to work, and you couldn't go down the whole 130. I don't remember where it stopped at. Probably at the second Wawa on the right hand side, right there. It was like, you can't come this way no more. So I had to stop and put on directions, and it took me wherever the fuck, and then I got back on 130.
Yeah, same for me, because I was like, I have no clue, like sitting there, and I tried. It was a cop car out there, so I tried to pull up to the side of him, but it was nobody in the car. So I just pulled into the ShopRite parking lot, put on Siri, and she told me which way to go. So I was like, I absolutely have no idea. Nevertheless, thank God my team was all safe. They were out. Some of them had to be out there in the rain, so work is good. And then physically I'm a 9. I feel good. No complaints, nothing. But I have been having like a really, really bad headache the last couple of days, which I know for women, y'all know is that time of the month headache. But it was like, I don't know, I hadn't felt it that bad in a while, and it was kind of like piercing. But thank God I feel good today.
There's a doctor that was giving out the types of headaches, and I'm not saying that you don't get headaches. I've been with you a long time, and I know that you do, but that wasn't on the chart, like menstrual headaches.
Yeah, I looked it up before.
It was like 4 or 5 of them of the headaches that people get, but menstrual wasn't one of them.
I looked it up before, like why, and it said something about spikes in estrogen before your cycle causes, it's a hormonal balance, for lack of better words. So
that hormone was in there, so yeah, it might, I might be wrong.
Yeah, it is that was the reason why. The same with ladies, y'all know we have to go to the bathroom really bad too that time of the month, like, so it's all related.
What do you mean go to the bathroom really bad? Like more than normal?
You get a good poop when you period. Yeah, it's like your body is cleansing everything. I mean, y'all know we get period poops, and it's like a good one when your cycle come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go off that subject.
How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I am a 9 sitting here right now. Finances, I feel like, are a 8. Work is a 9, and physically, I feel like a 10.
How work? You've been saying you've been having not so great days the last couple of days. Everything good?
Well, it's just been hot, which causes tension, which causes stress. It's a lot of subs. I'm doing 2 jobs at the same time, so, and they're right next to each other, so it's not like I have to travel to the other one. I just walk out the hallway to the other door. But it's just a lot going on, and it's being my last week before I take some time off. It's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts.
Always try to remind you, take a moment to pray so that you can kind of, it's having a bad day sucks, especially when it's like in the morning time and you got more time to go, and I don't know, prayer, I just feel like it can always work.
I hit my goal on my weight, so I just want to announce that, and I'm super happy about that. I remember going to the doctor and them saying I weighed 292 pounds. I remember seeing on the scale 288 pounds. As of yesterday, I weighed 250.4 pounds.
That's awesome. I'm not surprised. So I knew you were going to do it.
Super jacked about that. 250.4. I took a picture. Only reason why I didn't post it because my feet was in the picture. I'm gonna put socks on.
You don't have bad feet.
No, but I'm gonna put socks on, and I'm gonna take a picture and post it. But yeah, 250.4. So I'm super, and this was in the afternoon after I worked out. So this wasn't like first thing in the morning.
Yeah, first thing in the morning you might hit like 248.
So I just hope, I just maintain and keep going. I 250 is here. I see 245. So just take it 5 pounds at a time.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I hit my goal. So I feel good physically. Wows and woes, ups and downs, stops and goes. Blacks and whites.
Well, we wasn't in the best place the last, few days or the beginning of this week. That's always like a bummer. My wow, again, even though it was storming and, doing what it was doing, being able to celebrate my friend, my sister, her birthday, that's always a blessing. I saw someone who I graduated high school with. We were acquaintances. I wouldn't necessarily say like good friends, but good acquaintances. And she has MS. And if you see her, you wouldn't think like anything is wrong with her necessarily, but she has been transparent about some of the things that she's been having to deal with. Like, she was like, one day she had posted like a picture or a story or something of high heels and stuff that she used to wear, like, in her heyday. And because of her condition, she can't wear heels anymore. She was like, it really took her a moment. It took her time to come to grips with the fact that that part of her life is done. She's grateful to just still be here and still have mobility and stuff, but just having to come to those realization. And then she's been dealing with issues with her vision, where, again, I mean, unless you're in her close circle, you didn't know, but she has been having like blind spots, and people have been having to drive for her, read for her, she said like add seasoning to food and stuff for her, because she's been dealing with this challenge. Something about MS and how it affects the optic nerve. I don't know all the logistics, but I say all that to say it. Those things and people dealing with things, it just really are reminders for me of how important it is to celebrate life. Not that it has to be a big occasion, but just the gratitude and being grateful for your health, even if you're not 100.
In reference to your girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah, and just being with people and celebrating those moments, because life, you just never know when somebody, may become sick and can't do the things that they used to do, or God forbid not be here anymore. But seeing that post, and then, it just was a reminder for me of how important it is to just be grateful and celebrate life and enjoy life and spend time with people that you love and tell people that you love them, and just do the things. So that was just, a wow for me.
I'll piggyback on your woes, because that's how I felt. And your wows, it's funny that you say that, because I had to talk with somebody today, with my friend Eddie. You know Eddie, so not my friend Eddie, but Eddie, because he had to go to the doctor, and of course, as he comes in, I'm like, how was your doctor's visit? And he was like, I got to go back in 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, why? Like, that's an alarm. Why you got to go back in just 2 weeks? And he was like, because I didn't have my pills for 4 days. So he takes blood pressure pills, and he didn't have them for 4 days. His blood pressure was 212 over 112.
Jesus.
And it's like, I had to like sit down and like, we had a talk, like, bro, like, you're walking around and you can have a stroke. Like, it's hot in this place. Like, you can't be operating like that. And you're right. You gotta, cause you never know. Like, he could have went home. He could have been driving and had a stroke. He could have been picking up something. He could have been walking to the bathroom. Like, nobody should be walking around with blood pressure that high. Mm-hmm. So that's just, you got to celebrate people, and you got to take care of yourself. That's number one. You got to take care of your health and take care of yourself to be celebrated. So
yeah, and again, not just like like, of course, birthdays you're gonna celebrate, but like even your achievement of your first weight loss goal. I know you still want to keep going, but like just those things in life that, I don't want to say little things, because it's things that, big, small, doesn't matter, but just celebrating, because life is fragile. Yeah. Life is fragile. And the older you get, I was living a different life
42 pounds ago.
Yeah, the fragility of life becomes more apparent the older you get, and like, you see people dealing with things. And I mean, of course, you were firsthand experience on, how fragile life can be. And thank God, our reality is what it is, and it wasn't something different, but it just is a reminder to, celebrate any moments, love those who love you, and even love those who don't love you, even if it's just in your heart, because that's what God would have us to do.
Yeah. The Paris Olympics is still going on. It's going on for 16 days. I think we're in day 8 or 9, which seems like it's been on for weeks, but we're only like almost halfway through. So it's a lot of games left, but there's some controversy over there about this happens every year when you watch this shit. It's like how they treating the athletes and all that kind of stuff. All the money and the pageantry that they show, but sometimes where they sleep, their food and all that shit is bad. Well, Sha'Carri Richardson, she ran 100 meters. She won the silver medal. Which we don't know is the backstory behind that, because there was a lot of people wanting to bash her because, quote unquote, she didn't win the gold. So it was like, you talk all this shit, you're flamboyant, and you didn't win the gold. But what people don't know is that the Olympics changed the rules the day before her race, where you had to travel on some bus with the team that you was running on. And they had just changed that the day before. So when she showed up, the people denied her access into the stadium. Well, she had to walk like an hour, around to the other side, and when she got there, she couldn't practice. So she just ran the race, with no practice. The other girl that she was with said, "I'm not running."
Shelly Ann.
She said, "I'm not running at all."
Like a highly decorated champion.
And she said,
from
"I'm
Jamaica.
not running at all." So just your thoughts on, like, do you think that was specifically for her? Like, why would they do, or just like the whole track team, like the U.S. track team?
I don't think it was. I mean, because Shelly Ann is from Jamaica, so I don't think.
But they're like I don't know how the media perceives her from Jamaica. I know how the media perceives whatchamacallit from here.
Sha'Carri.
Like, they kind of look at her like you're too much.
You think so?
Yeah, I think people look at it like your nails, your hair, the different colors and all that shit, and you talk a lot of shit, but lots of times you don't place, lots of times you don't win, and you get to the Olympics and you don't win the gold. That's how other people think. I don't think like that ever. Yeah. I think she's awesome.
Surprisingly, I didn't see like any negative feedback about. I did see somebody post something that says, people who are saying she didn't win, y'all are incorrect. She did win. She won the silver. She just didn't win gold. But I know that previously, like, I feel like she's matured and toned down some of her
flamboyancy.
I was gonna say, if you want to say obnoxiousness, that she may have exuded or people may have perceived in the past, and I feel like she is shown in a better light now. I don't know.
Do you think that though? At the time, you think that she was being obnoxious?
No, that's why I said people may have perceived. I don't think she was obnoxious. I think she was confident, and a lot of times when Black women are confident, and not that this is right or wrong, it's just different. Oftentimes, you don't hear white women speaking about themselves as Black women, and sometimes we feel like we have to speak that way to remind people who we are because we're looked down upon. So I think sometimes that confidence can be perceived as arrogance, so I can see how people may have received her that way, but she was just confident. The long nails and stuff. What if you just don't like the cut
of her jib? Like, what if the people just don't like the cut? Because it's not a big audience that would appeal to the nails and the hair. There is a demo for that, but of course, we're talking about the Olympics, the world here.
But the thing is, thank God she's not being judged on that. She's being judged on her talent. Right. So whether you like her or not, I mean, if she ain't the first, look at FloJo, right, who had the nails and all that. So thank goodness she's really only being judged on her talent, like it or not. And I don't know. I don't think that the ruling was prejudiced or made specific for them. If everybody else had to comply, and everybody else on the USA team, because the other girl who won bronze from the US that ran alongside Sha'Carri, did she make it in time for the bus? She didn't have to walk. It was just Sha'Carri and Shelly Ann, who I think. So unfortunately, it may be a situation where maybe they didn't follow the rules, and sometimes we get ourselves in trouble when maybe our status has grown to such a level and we think that maybe the rules won't apply to us, or maybe we'll be given an exception. And sometimes, regardless of your status, you may not. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just.
You think that's fair that it was changed just the day before? Like, even though I understand, like, you got to comply to the rules, and if you got word the day before, hey, you need to be on this bus, then I agree, you should have been on that bus. But do you think that's like, it's fair because it's like, okay, maybe they can't get to the bus in time because we know where their hotel is?
I think it's fair if everybody was notified.
Have to rush.
If everybody was notified the day before, then you make adjustments. Other people made the bus, then okay. Yeah, you make adjustments, and you got to do what you got to do what you got to do. I respect the fact that she still ran, and who's to say if she did have a chance to warm up, would the results have been different? Possibly so, but you know, it was written the way it came out. She still did amazing. Shout out to the young lady, I can't think of her name, from St. Lucia, that won the first ever medal for
St. Lucia.
Her country, and it being a gold medal at that. That is amazing. She was beautiful. She did an awesome, job running that race. Those just seeing like how fast they are, and it's crazy when you see all the hype that goes into it. And the anticipation, and it's like, oh my God, and then it's over so fast.
Well, you practice for 4 years for 11 seconds.
Yeah, and it's over. So I mean, but even for us as the fans in the audience, it's like
we'll talk about the 100 meter with the men's, but he, the guy from, I want to say, where was he from? I was watching, I don't want to say Brazil. He wasn't from Brazil. One of them countries. It'll come to me, but. He jump started 3 times in a row, and you get disqualified immediately for that. You don't even get a chance. So he had practiced for the semifinals, the finals, and the nationals like 2 years, and like they said he had the yips because he did it once and then he couldn't get it out of his system, but he kept jumping and getting disqualified. Like, that's sad as shit to work 2 years, 4 years,
and then not be able to
not
do
be
it.
Like, you trying to. All that adrenaline, you're trying to run as fast as you can, and you miss the gun by a little bit. Now it's not like restart. It's like you can't even run no more.
Right.
Like you did something so egregious. Like, y'all don't understand nerves.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess too, you think, how far do you let it extend? Or 3 times is too? Well, you get disqualified after 1 time or after 3 times?
1 time.
I mean, yeah, you got to.
No warning. You jumped off the block too early. You get disqualified.
Damn, that is like, sheesh.
They hold a sign up to you with an X, and you got to walk off.
Damn.
And it's over with.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I didn't see the actual race yet, but I know everything is like on the streaming service. No Allows won the men's 100 meter.
I have to go back on. I watched it on my phone, but I want to go back on Peacock. We have Peacock and watch it on there. All the gold medals stuff is on there, so you can watch it. He won the 100 meter, and the 200 is his race, is the one that he always wins. So he was just trying the 100 meter, and he won. When you see the picture, there was one guy's foot across, there was one guy's hand across, and one guy's nose across.
But
and then
his chest.
Yes, and the rules, a lot of people don't know, the torso has to come across first.
I saw people.
So it looked like 4 people could have beat, but he was the actual one whose chest was across. I
saw people talking about it on Threads, and somebody,
because you do that when you get there. Somebody
who was familiar with track said that, like, a lot of people don't know.
Oh, it's like that across the board.
The ruling is the torso wins. Not.
Oh, I thought it was just the Olympics.
No, the torso wins, and they said the reason why, and I thought this was a good way to explain it. The foot doesn't win because your foot is a demonstration of where you will be, while your torso, which is like the main part of your body,
is where
you are.
That makes
so
perfect
it was like
sense.
That's why it's not the foot, because your foot, especially if your foot ain't touched the ground yet, if your foot is just over the line, and even if it is over the line, it's where your body will be, but your torso is where your body is, and which I was like, that
makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
like that makes perfect sense, because I'm thinking it's kind of subjective, but yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
your torso is where you are, when you're running, your foot is where you're gonna be when you land.
Right.
Even though if it's stretched out 4 feet past your
right,
body.
you're not there yet. Yeah, you're not there. Now, you can say your foot is a part of your body, but that's like, again, this is just...
What if your foot lands? What if your foot lands across the line? Like it's on the ground?
But again, I guess they're saying...
Am I there yet? Like I touched
based
down.
on the ruling, the torso wins.
I get it. I agree with it.
And you would think like, because the guy that had his foot across, his body wasn't leaning forward. And I'm thinking with everybody knowing that ruling, you would think that he would have done that.
And I think the guy in 2 did that, you know,
his head, but not his chest.
Yeah, none of his body was across, but his nose was like across the line.
Yeah, so I guess that's subjective too, because if you can't, again, what if somebody's nose is much bigger than the next person, and you dip your head and your nose? I saw the line, it was like, wow, you see all those different positions, but again, the ruling, the general track ruling is the torso wins, which taught me something. And
the funny video, well, it's not funny to him, but the funny video that's circulating is the guy that did the bar jump, the high jump, lost because his dick got in the way.
Yeah, the comments were
already
hilarious.
He's been offered a porno contract for $250,000.
That's so cringy. That's so cringy. First of all,
you lost the Olympics.
But
people saw your job. Well, you seem to think he was on medium. A lot of people think he was flaccid.
If he was flaccid and hit the bar the way that he did, him being erect, like, what?
I don't have nothing to say about his junk. I'm just saying.
And to offer him a contract to be a porn star, that's so offensive. First of all, how do y'all know what this man's sexuality is? Y'all could be offering him to be a porn star in a heterosexual movie, and he could like men,
they got
or vice
that too
versa.
In the next room.
But
like
I'm
they
just
shoot
saying,
them side by side. This is the regular porn, and room B is the gay porn.
That's so disrespectful. Like, sheesh. Like, y'all don't want to offer me like a Calvin Klein contract, a jockey contract,
well,
like
you
just
can't
automatically
open up a magazine and have him in there like that. Like 15-year-olds read magazines and stuff. Like,
if you put it in like
he got advertised in some draws or something. Like, you can't have a teenager might see that.
They have people that, now do what you got to do. They have editing, so it doesn't look as protruding. But I'm just saying, to just automatically say, come, do a porno with us. It's like, geez.
How would you feel about working 4 years and again, your junk gets you knocked out?
That's crazy to me because
of all things.
I feel like as a professional in whatever your sport is, you would take all preventive measures to make sure nothing interferes. Like, I would just think that you would do that. Tuck it, cup it, whatever you got to do. But, like, to make everything on your body as flat as possible to avoid that. I can't imagine that's the first time happening. Like, you mean to tell me that never happened in practice? That never happened, like, ever before? It just so happened at the Olympics? If so, then again, your fate was written. Like, it just wasn't meant to be.
I'm about to say, I couldn't imagine it happening before and you not doing anything about it. Like, you wouldn't pick the biggest stage while hundreds of millions of people are watching, and you going, now all of a sudden you've been cupping and now you're not?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you're right. Maybe he felt like, you know what, I'm going to get a little higher, another inch without this cup, but not realizing I'm not.
Yeah, that's a hurt piece. Like, to get that far, and that's what stopped you. Like, that's what stopped you. I didn't get a chance, and I want to sit and watch. I didn't see the synchronized swimmers.
Oh, that looked dope. I saw a clip about that. When I saw
they did the Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal?
No, I didn't see this year's. They showed a clip of the Tokyo one, and that's what got me intrigued to be like, oh shit, this is coming. I want to see this.
The U.S.
did.
I'm
definitely going to go watch that.
Their performance to Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. And
what
it
color
was
were the girls?
All white.
Oh.
It was freaking amazing.
Did they only do it in the water, or did they come out to a thing?
No, you're in the water completely.
Well, that's what they showed a routine that the not the I don't know who they was, but the girls had did from Tokyo, and they said this was the best in any Olympics because they started on the walkout. Like their whole routine started on the walkout. They all dove in the pool together. Then they started their whole shit.
Yeah, no, these girls, I mean, from what I saw, was just in the water, but it was amazing. But it made me think. You know how you always like I try to lure you into going to like a football game, a National Football League game, but like in person. But you always say no. You like
national like NFL.
Yeah.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. I couldn't get it out. But you say you prefer to watch it on TV. Mm-hmm. It made me think. Watching this, I don't think the people in the audience. Now, I'm sure they probably have monitors around. Or I think they have monitors around. But if not, I feel like in the audience, you can't appreciate. Because you're looking down at the pool and seeing people's legs, but us like from watching on the TV, not only do you see their legs, it showed you like them underwater, so you can. It was so dope. The synchronization, it was just so to see the moonwalking upside down in the water, but the synchronization was so on point. I don't know what they scored, and I want to watch it because I'm sure the Asian countries, not to be like stereotypical, but I'm sure China probably killed it. Tokyo probably killed it. Like those Asian countries, even like in their military, the way they walk is like so much better than other countries. But I'm looking forward to like getting caught up and watching it because I don't like this. I only seen the Smooth Criminal performance. It was like, wow, the skill that has to take, the breathing techniques, like it was just super dope. Super
I could
dope.
imagine like the when you have to have, because you're working, you're doing shit, and you're underwater holding your breath, and you're concentrating trying to stay in rhythm, and you can't hear. Right. Like you can't fucking, this music playing, but you can't fucking hear. And it's like,
oh, that's true.
You underwater, your head's underwater.
You just so sometimes
sometimes your pop, it's like muscle memory. Like it just comes to you. And they probably do that shit. Like a basketball player might get up 500 shots a day, 1,000 shots a day. They might do that shit 500 times a day.
It was the routine. So dope, so super dope.
I'm definitely looking forward to watching that.
What has been a surprise for you? I'm sorry, did you have other Olympics conversations?
Yeah. Serena Williams was out there with her kids and got denied in a restaurant that she was going to. I assume the restaurant was closed because it was empty, and she put up a tweet. I've been denied out of nicer places. What do you think about celeb privilege? Like, if you're a closed place and you're a celebrity of high status, do you think they should even think about opening the place for you if you're there and you want to patronize their place? Like, do you think there should be celebrity privilege or no?
It depends. Because
like an Oprah thing, like when she was denied to come into Louis Vuitton because they was closed, and it's like, I'm not opening the store for you, even though you're Oprah. I'm not. The restaurant is closed. Yeah. You're Serena Williams with your kids. So what?
That was the Hermes store with Oprah. But you're right. But I mean, it depends because one, as a restaurant, you can't just think about the person, the celebrity, the person who's coming in as a customer. Your staff, they got families and stuff. They got to get home to. So I mean, who knows how busy they've been? You've worked them all day today, and who knows, this family gonna come in. We've been in restaurants when we used to go out with our brother-in-laws, well, your brother and our sister-in-law. And we would close the restaurant down. Like, they would be putting up chairs, cleaning off the tables around us. So imagine somebody coming in at that time. So we would be there 3-4 hours. You don't know how long these people are going to stay. And then what about inventory?
They're dying to get off.
Yeah, what about inventory? Like, you may not have so it's a lot of factors that go into play. And I think sometimes what people think is, oh, well, you hurting yourself because if you let these people in, and they may give your restaurant a shout out, but they may not, because if they're and this is kind of on the flip side of your question. Some people, I've seen some celebrities say, like, when they use a business, when they utilize a business, and then people expect a shout out. But it's like, if I'm paying for your service, I don't owe you free promotion. Like, I don't owe you to say, you know, whether it's just my hair, my clothes, my shoes, my makeup, whatever you may have done for me, unless you did it for me for free, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to shout you out, then that's like reciprocal. But if I paid you for it, I don't owe you to shout you out. So to think that, oh, if you let this person in and they may give your restaurant a shout out, that may give you some good buzz, it might or it might not. And you as a restaurant can't have the expectation that the person will, and you as the celebrity can't have the expectation that these people are going to let you in.
You're right. I agree with that. I received that, but I think it happens to them so much that they kind of do have an expectation of, you know, I'm here, my kids are here. Like, could you open a like we're going? And if you do this, I'm gonna shout you out, you know, because we ate here, you took care of it. So I'm going to give you some free pub anyway. I think that it's France. Like, they don't like Americans. So in America, yeah, they probably would have opened a restaurant for Serena Williams, but in France, it's like,
I don't care about that.
No, and it's got nothing to do with race over there. They just don't like Americans. You could be a white American. It's like, as soon as they hear you talk, they don't fuck with you because they think already you arrogant as shit. So they're going to be arrogant to you. So that's what I think it was. It was just like, I don't give a shit what your status is. You're an American and we're not parting the seas for you.
Yeah, and again, I think it's unfair for anybody to have that expectation.
It's sad to walk away with your kids like, all right, you know, it was a rooftop eatery. And so, and you got kids with me, which made me would think it's the middle of the day, maybe. It's not nighttime because,
but if they're closed, then, I mean... Well,
you know, it could be a place that opens at 3 PM.
And you tried to go there earlier.
Yeah, you showed up at noon or some shit.
Again, you got to be considerate.
And maybe you went there thinking, let me go there early so they might open it for us and I can eat before people come.
Yeah, no, again, kind of going back to the rules are rules. If somebody bends them for you, great, but it shouldn't be an expectation of that. Like, you're still a person and the people that's working there are still people. Like, you just can't have that expectation.
So no celebrity privilege. It shouldn't be any for anything. Not a free drink, not a free ride. Not hey, you can have that outfit those outfits that you had on because you know you're doing a movie, so all them $10,000 dresses, all 11 of them you can have.
I don't want to say it should be. No, I don't think it should be. If it happens, then great. But I don't think there should be any. It shouldn't be obligatory that right. Because you're a celebrity, that's going to happen. I don't think so at all. There's still people, and there's still. I mean, and we've seen stories like on social media behind, you know, designers, small designers that's like, oh, you know, I made a dress for such and such and she was going to do promo for me and she never wore it, or, you know, she wore the dress and she never posted it, or, you know, I seen her in the dress on somebody else's page, but she never shouted me out and told people who it was from. And it's like, design, like, the hope is that somebody will do that, and yes, you'll get buzz and your business will boom and
but they
grow.
Don't have to.
But they don't have to. Now, if they agree to do it and they don't, then that's shady. But it shouldn't be an expectation, you know. Fair trade. I give you an item, you pay for it, we good. Now, if I give you an item for free, I would hope that you would, you know, give me some.
Now, how about they get on there and say how dope it is, how dope it feels, how dope it looks, but don't give who it's from.
I mean, usually I
like this sweatsuit. It's super dope. It feels super good. You know, if y'all can find it, y'all find it, but I'm not telling y'all who it is.
I've seen people in comments like say, hey, like, you know, that sweat, I'm just using your example, that sweatsuit is from me. Like, so the fact that they're giving it props is right. Good. The fact that they're not saying who it is, for whatever reason, they may not want to.
Because they're going to think you didn't pay me. I'll tell people it's comfortable. I'll tell people it's right. Nice,
that's
but
what
you
I'm
didn't
saying.
Pay me, so I'm not going to tell people your name.
That's what. Well, see, I don't think it should be. If they gave it to you for free, they shouldn't have to pay you to promote it. You know what I mean? Now, if you bought it, then yeah, you're not obligated to tell anybody.
But it's anything. Like if I gave you a $300 sweatsuit for free, you know that if you gave
the payment would be promotion,
right? But you know that if I go and promote this or it depending on who I am, if I go and promote this, I could send you $100,000 in business like that. So that's not an even trade off.
Well, don't accept. I would say don't accept it for free. Then that would be, because again, that's kind of the expectation. Yeah, you're right. It's not a necessarily even trade off, but it ain't hurting your pockets to send more money to somebody else's pockets. If that's the case, pay the $300 for the sweatsuit. Don't accept it for free. Then there's no,
and pay for real promotion and just say like, okay, we can work something out. If I know I'm going, you're gonna, if you know I'm going to get you 100,000 or more than that in business, then give me 10, 15 grand. Don't just give me a $300.
But when you talk about a small label or something, they may not be able to do that. My thing is pay for your goods, and there's no expectation for promotion. Simple as that. Now again, if the person does shout you out, then that's all well and good. But they don't owe you nothing. You don't owe them nothing. But you giving it away, you're taking a risk. You know, it could very well work in your favor. But it could not. Yeah.
What did you have?
No, I was just gonna say, what has been like a surprise thing that you enjoyed from the Olympics? Yesterday I was at a volunteer event and was just talking to some ladies, and it was funny because one person was talking about one of the events, and the lady was like, "Are you talking about something?" So it was like a lot of good conversation about the Olympics, and I mentioned handball was like something that I didn't know was like a
I don't like
sport.
It though. I don't like.
No,
I mean, I didn't know it was in the Olympics, and I was intrigued to see it, but I don't like it. When I saw it, I thought this is real handball. Like they put up a wall, and people are going like Duke used to play.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm thinking they got like a handball team. This shit's gonna be awesome.
It's different.
I'm like, no, I don't like it.
It's almost like soccer, but with your hands. Yeah. It's not the handball that I thought.
No.
What we consider handball.
No. But I got super excited when I saw. It could be.
I think we
grew up calling it handball, but when I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, handball!" Like they put up a big wall. They're gonna have teams. That shit gonna be awesome. They're probably really fast and good behind the back shots. No, none of that.
I think this is like soccer, but with your hands instead of your feet. But again, that was like so. It was just a surprise.
The Mexicans are the best players of handball. Like you got to go to get some vatos.
You mean handball or wall ball?
Wall ball.
Okay, what we call handball. Okay, yeah. But what has been a surprise for you that you enjoyed?
Let me see. I like track. I like a sport that I enjoyed. In the summer games that I've been really. I mean, I really like. I'm happy that I've indulged as much as I have. Like before in the past Olympics, I kind of was over that shit. Mm-hmm. But this year, for some reason, like you said, there's been a lot of conversation at work about it.
It's been very exciting.
Yeah, it's been, and the stuff has been exciting. Like the basketball is exciting. What?
Them BMX bikes, them ladies on bikes.
That was yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. I have never seen that part of the Olympics in the past. But we saw the BMX racing, and that shit is like. Up on the bike, the thing falls down, and
they was going over these hills like waves.
Oh my God, and it's like that's 30 seconds long. So you're watching it. Yeah, it's super intense. Your adrenaline rushing. It's crazy. So yeah, I enjoyed the BMX racing. I want to see the synchronized swimming when we see that. Mm-hmm. I didn't see no boxing, and I didn't. Of course, I like the basketball. I love the track and field. Yeah. The field part. I like to see those games. I like the shot put. I like the javelin. I like the high jump. Oh, and in track, I didn't see no hurdles. I like to see hurdles because I like when they run it and.
Yeah.
That takes so much concentration, and there was a hurdler who was the guy was talking about him, and he was like he is one of the best because he learned to do 14 steps in between the hurdles. And he was like, the other guys can't do that. And it was like, I didn't even know that you count like that. I just thought you run. But I guess that makes sense because you would get to one and have to like stumble a little bit. So you want to just keep.
Yeah. It's crazy because I saw a picture of Shikari and a guy, I don't remember his name, but it was their first day freshman year at LSU 5 years ago. They were in a class together. Now he is from, I want to say he's from Poland. I think, or maybe maybe Brazil, but I think he was from Poland, if I'm not mistaken. And they held up signs next to each other and it said, like, what did you want to be? And she said a professional track and field star, and he said a professional pole vaulter.
Wow.
Yes.
He said a pole vaulter?
Yep. And it was like they held these signs
you gotta
up,
be
and
from somewhere else.
5 years later, they both spoke it into existence. Where here they are. Yeah, and
that kind of stuff. What do you call that? Whimsical?
Yeah, kismet.
Something like that. Yeah, it's kismet is whimsical. It was a post, and it said a guy and his wife were captured in the same picture when they were teenagers in the same place. She was in a picture with her grandmother, and she's waving, and in the background, he's walking past with his dad. And they were like 9 years old.
And had no clue.
And grew up and fucking married each other.
Yeah, it's crazy when life happens like that. There was also, I seen a story of the 10,000 meter race. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. That's in the Olympics?
Yeah, the man from Uganda.
What's that, like
won.
20 laps?
Well, it's 400 meters around one, so that's 250? No, I can't.
It's not no 250
25
laps. 25.
25.
I'm about to say, are you fucking crazy? 250 laps.
25.
Even the Kenyans can't run like that.
Yeah, 25
laps. I wonder what the time is. Is that like 2 hours?
I'm not sure, but
like, what's the best time in a 10,000 meter race?
Yeah, he won 10-1.
Yeah, I would like to know what's the best time, like, because I don't even have a baseline of what that would take. Yeah, it takes about an hour to do a mile, right?
He won at the gold in the world record. I don't know how long he took, but the world record for 10,000 meters. Wildest track race was 26 minutes and 43.14 seconds. Ethiopia was right behind him.
No, get the fuck out of here. 26 minutes, they ran 25 laps?
Yeah. 10,000 meters.
No, babe, you can't run 400 meters in a minute. You're saying they run the whole track in a minute?
Yeah.
Nah, that's impossible. That's impossible. Under a half hour, you do 25 laps, and each lap is 400 meters?
Isn't the whole track 100 meters?
The whole track's a mile.
400.
The track is a mile. The Olympic track is a mile.
How many meters is the Olympic track?
400 meters.
Okay. So, yeah, that's 25 times around.
And he did it in 26 minutes?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah. 400 meters, yep. So.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like that speed walking. Like.
That's insane.
Yeah.
26 minutes, 25 laps? I'm just trying to think about that on a treadmill.
Well, you gotta. He's running some of the time. He's not walking.
No, but I'm saying that on the treadmill, you think we could do? I could do 25 laps in 25 minutes?
No.
No way, right?
No, but you're not a track star, babe. They're running.
Yeah, but I'm still moving though. It's not like I'm not late. My body's still moving.
Yeah, but the speed that they're going at though. Now for long distance, they start off fast and then they kind of pace themselves and then they get fast again.
On the second one.
Yeah, and they're like very frail. Like they're extremely small
they
people.
burn 3,000-4,000 calories off their body at every run.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, so the shout out to the Olympics. For me this year has been very entertaining. I haven't watched in previous years just because I know how the IOC operates and they have destroyed communities in various countries, in preparation for the Olympics. But this year I allowed myself to get engaged and it's been entertaining. I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to catching up and to more. Yeah.
3 grams?
Yep.
Through your experiences in life, you're 43 years old. Worst astrological sign?
Taurus.
Taurus?
Yeah.
How many have you dealt with in your life? All of them? Like, is it not dealt with like
how many astrological?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I thought you said how many Taurus.
No,
okay. It took a while for me.
I'm asking, can you say I've encountered every astrological sign. Not like you mess with them, but just the people in your life.
Oh yeah, when I say Taurus, this is not from a relationship standpoint.
No,
like,
but do
yeah,
you like? I don't know any Pisces.
Sierra.
Okay, so I do know Pisces.
Yeah, Maddie.
Okay.
Mackenzie. I mean, they're kids,
we know
but
Sagittarius.
yeah.
We know
Who
Leo.
we know Sagittarius? Oh yeah, we know Sagittarius, Leo, Aries,
Capricorns. We know Aries. We don't know.
Scorpio is my mom. Aries is your mom and your brother. Gemini, Cancer.
Who's Gemini?
I don't know if you know it. My friend Tia.
Okay.
And then I have a couple cousins. A lot of family members that are Cancers. Virgo is my grandma. But you know what? As an adult, I can't really say I know any Virgos personally.
No Libras.
Not like up close and personal. Yeah. So Virgo and Libra, I don't really know. I can't really speak to.
But you would go with
I would say Taurus, just based on the like Taurus the bull is real. And I know some Taurus like from a distance, like associates and acquaintances that seem like really cool people, but I don't know them personally enough to have like a negative opinion of them. But those that I do know, they're just very much the same. They're very bullheaded. They're very stubborn. They think they can get their way with everything. It's like they want to make the rules or break the rules. Yeah, I just have not had the best experiences with Tauruses. Now again, no, it's not like in totality. I'm sure if I thought pretty hard, I may know some that it's like, oh, that person is cool, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's more that I don't care for their personality than I do.
Okay.
Who would you say?
I would say Taurus is with a second runner-up of Capricorn. Yeah, I would say Taurus.
Other than me, what other Capricorns do you know?
I know some other Capricorns.
Who?
Let me see.
Yeah, because you know none.
No, I don't.
Capricorn is the best thing that ever happened in your life.
I'm not. We're going on.
You said what was the worst astrological sign, right?
That you have encountered in your life.
So why would you say Capricorn? Because what is the worst? Other than me, what other Capricorn do you know that would qualify them as the worst?
I might not know that they were Capricorn, but do you not think that I know Capricorns? Or do you, I don't understand what you're saying.
That have impacted your life for you to say it's the second worst that you've encountered. I deal with a lot
of people in the course of the day.
But if you don't know that they're Capricorn, then you can't qualify them to say Capricorns.
That's just my 1A and 1B.
Okay.
I will go
worst
with
thing that happened in your life?
1A is, what you say?
Not worst thing that
I
happened.
was about to say, who put those words in my mouth?
No, worst sign that you've encountered in your life.
Who put those words in my mouth? What do you got?
What I'm having a hard time seeing that grade. Is that the most memorable birthday? Is that a gram?
Mm-hmm. Most memorable birthday.
What's for you?
Was it 35?
Is that the?
And you got me a party?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that was my first ever party. That was my first time ever being celebrated like that in my life.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that. Yeah, the people that was there was cool. Again, so it was really, it was a moment for me, like as far as birthdays, because you've always been that way about every little birthday, and I've never been that way, but my 35th birthday was the first time in my life I've ever had a party, and it was the first time that I've ever felt like celebrated like that. So that was
That's when we did the bowling party. Or are you talking about when we did the dinner party?
The dinner.
Oh, that was your 40th.
My 40th.
Oh, okay. That 40th. Was yeah. And I was happy I was able to surprise you too.
Yeah, I was truly surprised. Yeah. That's what was a part of it, and the fact that it was like, damn, like I'm at my party. Yeah. I never had no damn party. Like I had 40 birthdays or 39 birthdays, and I ain't never had a party.
Well, I did give you a bowling party for your 35th, but you remember I messed up because it wasn't quite your 35th yet.
Yeah. That's another.
But
story.
It was different. It wasn't to the magnitude as your 40th.
Right. You?
It's crazy because I would say my 40th as well, but I have two. One, my 35th, when you gave me a dinner party, and it was just because of the the detail that you put into it, like you really and I
Sullivan's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the detail that you put into it with the little treats that you got made, the picture board that you got made, the menu, like that was like, and I remember I got some heat from a couple of my friends, like a couple girls that I'm cool with. I was like, I didn't have anything to do with the invite list, but everybody that was supposed to be there was there, and it was a great time. And then on the other hand, I would say my 40th, because that birthday was just so.
Well, which one was that? You just said.
That was my 35th.
Okay, that was 35.
The 40th was when that was our first first time us going away for my birthday. Like we were supposed to go to Jamaica, but you remember your passport had got held up, so we had to pivot. We went to Puerto Rico, and that was the first time me ever getting to celebrate my birthday like out of the cold weather, because we had never like been able to go on vacation for my birthday. Well, we had never been able to go on a warm weather vacation.
I'm sitting here thinking, cuz it's been in January your whole life.
But we never been able to go on a warm weather vacation for my birthday prior to that. So it was just indicative of like, okay, I'm doing this for my birthday. My baby gets to do this for me for my birthday. My sisters came. It was just a really nice time. So yeah, my 35th and my 40th were my best thus far. My most memorable. Too, right? Yeah, we went to STK. Yeah, that was the best thus far. It was a good time. It was a good time. Oh, we went on a boat. That was beautiful. Like, yeah, that was a great trip.
It's when you realize like you couldn't go on boats.
Well, that was the second time I realized. I tried. You remember the first time I was in Miami years ago. When I tried it again, it was like, nope. One, I thought it was, let's try again. And it's like, okay, I really can't be about this boat life.
Mm-hmm. Last four, pick one.
What age do you look to retire?
Ooh.
I know, that's a deep breath.
I have a birthday next week, and I would say I don't want to work at, well, let me say this. It depends on what I'm doing. I don't want to do physical work if I'm over 55.
That's a good age.
Yeah, I don't want to do physical work if I'm over 55, like at all. Now, if I'm doing something still in construction, but not physically, then okay, I could see myself working until I don't want to work no more. Because again, what's the alternative? Just to sit around? Like, I can work at an older age and still travel and still do shit.
Right.
But I don't have to just like wake up in the morning with jack shit to do.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do that and be sedentary or just looking for shit around the house to do, or walking places just to kill a couple hours. Like, I don't want to do that. So retirement, it looks different for me depending on what I'm doing. Because I want to stay active. I just don't want to be obligated to be nowhere early.
Mm-hmm. Can you see yourself being like one of those pop-ups that like you retired, but like, you know, you pick up a part-time job at the Target?
No.
No?
Nope. I could not see myself doing that. I could see myself being like having a little business.
Doing what?
You know, little small stuff. Put a little closet in for somebody.
Okay, like a small construction business.
Put a little closet in for somebody.
Like home projects.
Put a couple cabinets in for somebody. I'm not renovating your house. I'm not putting no fucking addition on. None of shit like that. But if you want to replace some cabinets, okay, I'll replace some cabinets. You want to replace the countertop, okay, I got you. You want to, do some small shit like that, I got you. But call somebody else when you want to tear your house apart.
Yeah. No, for me, 55, I think, is a great age. I think that, but I agree, where, I would want to be able, now don't get me wrong.
That's a great age for me or you?
Me too.
Okay.
I would want, I enjoy my job now, but I would want to be able to do something that like, I don't know, like something, I don't want to say more meaningful, because again, my job is kind of that, but to your point, like on my own schedule. Like I always say, like as an older person, I would want to be. Well, they volunteer though, like the people that wrap the gifts in the mall, or like maybe volunteer or not volunteer, but like work at the library a couple hours a week. Like I would want to do something slow.
I wouldn't want you working in Target.
Right.
No, not at all. Or any type of menial. Well, not. I mean, I just wouldn't want you working one of those jobs.
Yeah, but I would want to do something that's gratifying. That's the word. Like something that
I would want you to have
stage
some
in my
purpose.
life. Yeah, like
if you're going to wake up and get up and give your energy to it at this big age, you talking about 55, 60 years old. Yeah, it's got to be purposeful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing?
And you know what I think? I see like the older ladies who are like the crossing guards for a couple hours. But I don't want no job where I got to be outside, rain, sleet, and snow.
Right.
So that wouldn't be for me.
I'm just saying, you're not waking up at 60 to go cut lunch meat or some shit like that at the deli.
Yeah.
Like that. No, you shouldn't be doing that.
I pray to God that, you know, he leads us and guides us, and, you know, we're able to work until we don't have to work anymore, and we're healthy and still happy at that point and can enjoy the latter years of our life.
Let's do a wrap. Back to the podcast, episode 187 coming to a close. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM. Type us in, we pop up. International Walk.
Your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
Engage, like, subscribe, share, fuck with us, talk a little shit. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.